CCP officials laughed in a propaganda video when the slogan "Everything is for the people" was said. As the Shandong Public Security Bureau was accused of torturing a man till he died, his family members protested to demand justice. Despite Xi's calls for relocation, the Xiong'an New District remained unoccupied. The CCP has turned the Family Planning Association into the Birth Promotion Association to solve the population issue. It's all covered in today's China Truths. CCP officials laughed in a propaganda video when the slogan "Everything is for the people" was said. According to online reports, a group of officials from the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, recently filmed a propaganda video. During the filming, there was a moment of shared laughter among the officials as they recited the phrase "Everything is for the people," which quickly gained widespread attention on the internet. Chinese netizens mocked the officials, suggesting that they themselves lacked belief in the message they were promoting. On June 6, a video surfaced on social media platforms within mainland China, capturing several individuals dressed in white garments and black trousers as they filmed a political propaganda video in front of a sign displaying the words "National Patriotism Education Demonstration Base." One of the individuals took a prominent position at the front, seemingly attempting to give a speech, while the others stood by and listened attentively. When the leading individual read aloud the phrase "Everything is for the people, everything depends on the people," some of the listeners couldn't contain their amusement, prompting laughter among the entire group. One observer can be heard humorously remarking, "You actually laughed." Based on the architectural style observed, the video appears to have been captured at the renowned Xiong'an District Committee site of the CCP and former residences of Mao Zedong and Yang Kai-hui, located within the Changsha Museum. Hong Kong media sources have shed light on the complex history between Mao Zedong, Yang Kai-hui, and Xiongan. Yang Kai-hui, who bore 3 children from Mao Zedong, was ultimately abandoned by him when he chose to marry Xiongan. During Mao Zedong's military offensive in Changsha in 1930, Yang Kai-hui was arrested and subsequently executed, and Mao Zedong did not intervene on her behalf. Li Rui, a former official of the CCP and one-time secretary to Mao Zedong, disclosed an intriguing anecdote about the renovation of Yang Kai-hui's former residence in Changsha during the 1980s. It was during this restoration process that a hidden manuscript of a letter was discovered within the walls. The letter reportedly contained scathing criticism, labeling Mao Zedong as a moral deviant and a political charlatan. However, this specific part had been deleted when the letter was officially published. The sight of CCP officials laughing while proclaiming "all for the people" against the backdrop of Mao and Yang's former residences has sparked heated debates among Weibo users. Comments such as "so even they find this slogan amusing," "oh, it seems they don't truly believe in it," "serving the people has become a farce," and "this is the most shameless act in history" have dominated the online discourse. As the Shandong Public Security Bureau was accused of torturing a man till he died, his family members protested to demand justice. Recently, a series of online videos have been circulating depicting a distressing incident in Dongying City, Shandong Province. The footage reveals a harrowing scene where several family members resorted to blocking the entrance of a local police department building to seek justice. The police have been accused of using torture to force confessions, leading to the unfortunate death of a man in his 30s. The incident is believed to have occurred on June 3 in Shandong Province outside the main gate of the Criminal Investigation Brigade's Binbei branch, a branch of the Binhai Public Security Bureau. They can be seen clutching a portrait of the deceased young man and presenting their grievances, expressing their anguish through tears and lamentations. The emotional spectacle did not go unnoticed, with numerous local onlookers witnessing the distressing scene. In a display of grief and outrage, one female family member even exhibited the facial scars depicted in the portrait to the assembled crowd. In the video, a limited number of police officers and unidentified individuals in black attire are seen standing guard at the entrance of the criminal police team. Notably absent from the footage are any public security officials taking the initiative to engage in negotiations. Occasionally, people in black approach the family members and start engaging in conversation, but no official public security authorities are in sight. In the video, an elderly woman is seen being placed on a stretcher by paramedics, as it seems that she had experienced a shock. Screenshots shared on the internet include statements from the family contending that the deceased, in the prime of his life at the age of 30, allegedly succumbed to fatal injuries inflicted by the Binbei criminal police overnight. Tragically, he passed away before receiving medical attention. The images portray the deceased with disheveled purple clothing, wet pants, and tightly clenched fists, a clear indication of the severe torture endured during his lifetime. Family members additionally lamented the prolonged absence of any authoritative figure from the hospital, exacerbating their distressing predicament. Family members then expressed their complaints, stating that the police had violently repressed them as they fearlessly tried to ask for their rights in the public area. No matter how hard they tried to get justice, they ran into obstacles and attempted to silence them. At this time, it is unknown why the deceased person was arrested. Our reporter searched the TikTok platform on the mainland to find more details, but regretfully, neither the relevant video nor the related user account could be found. There is speculation that the stability maintenance mechanism of the Chinese Communist Party may have been activated, which would have caused these materials to be deleted. Despite Xi's calls for relocation, the Xiong'an New District remained unoccupied. Xi Jinping paid a visit to the Xiong'an New area in Hebei province last month. During his visit, he emphasized the importance of relocating the headquarters and subsidiaries of central enterprises in Beijing to the Xiong'an New area in a prompt manner. However, despite Xi's encouragement, the prospects for the relocation of Beijing's institutions are not optimistic. Moreover, the challenges facing the construction of Xiong'an have also come to light. Hong Kong's Singtao Daily, which holds a pro-Beijing stance, reported on June 6 about their journalists' recent on-the-ground interviews in Xiong'an. While significant progress has been observed in terms of infrastructure development and the construction of a new city, there is a noticeable lack of passengers in the high-speed rail carriages. The platform hall, meant to be open and bustling, remains empty and devoid of activity. Only 2 restaurants at the station are operational, with no other shops open. The residential resettlement areas, business centers, and citizen service centers in the city also exhibit a lack of people. A faculty member at a Beijing university, who prefers to remain anonymous, raised questions about the situation. They mentioned concerns about the teachers and the enrollment rate of the newly established school in Xiong'an. Additionally, they highlighted the importance of evaluating the quality of the hospital facilities and the qualifications of the medical staff. These uncertainties weigh heavily on the minds of many middle-aged teachers, who express a preference for staying in Beijing in pursuit of stability. The current resident population of Xiong'an is reported to be 1.2 million. To attract talent to settle in the area, authorities have introduced Xiong'an cards that offer preferential policies related to education, healthcare, and housing. However, Yi Shanrong, a professor at Qingdao University's School of Economics, expressed skepticism in an interview, stating that relying solely on administrative policies makes it challenging to attract talented individuals to relocate to Xiong'an. Convincing central enterprises and universities in Beijing to move also proves to be a difficult task. Tianming, a second-generation Beijing government official residing in Baoding, Hebei, recently shared insights with the Epoch Times regarding the establishment of Beijing school branches in Xiong'an. According to Tianming, the presence of teachers is the most crucial factor, rendering the schools ineffective without qualified staff. He explained that acquiring a Xiong'an card is necessary to buy or rent a house in Xiong'an, making it inaccessible for ordinary individuals, even if they have job opportunities there. As a result, those unable to settle in Xiong'an have predominantly chosen to reside in Baoding City. A local source disclosed to Hong Kong media that the extensive construction in Xiong'an has encountered financial difficulties and progress has been slow. One notable example is the Xiong'an high-speed railway station, which has received an investment exceeding $4.2 billion. Despite being operational for over 2 years, it has not undergone formal acceptance due to a lack of funding for delivery. The report also revealed that certain locally constructed roads have faced acceptance issues. During the reporter's taxi journey, road closures were encountered multiple times, necessitating route adjustments. The Xiong'an New area, Initiated in April 2017 as part of Xi Jinping's ambitious Millennium Plan, aims to be a futuristic city with an estimated expenditure of $4.2 trillion. Positioned as a concentrated hub for Beijing's non-capital functions, the area is expected to witness the gradual relocation of select institutions from Beijing. However, the construction progress of the Xiong'an New area has been inconsistent over the past few years, fueling persistent rumors about its unfinished state. Notably, a video surfaced in January this year, revealing overgrown weeds outside the Xiong'an high-speed railway station, touted as the largest in Asia. To address concerns and reaffirm his commitment, Xi Jinping led a delegation of high-ranking officials, including 3 Politburo Standing Committee members, on a visit to Xiong'an on May 10. During the visit, Xi expressed unwavering confidence in his decision to establish the Xiong'an New area, emphasizing its vital role in alleviating Beijing's non-capital functions. He urged expedited efforts to relocate institutions from Beijing to Xiong'an. However, scrutiny of Xi's speech reveals certain aspects that indicate resistance and challenges encountered during the relocation process. Official media reports state that authorities intend to accelerate the construction of the initial batch of relocation projects, promote the second batch involving central enterprises, universities, and hospitals, and undertake research and planning for the subsequent phase of relocation endeavors. However, institutions in Beijing are employing various tactics to resist relocation efforts. The CCP has turned the Family Planning Association into the Birth Promotion Association to solve the population issue. In the decades following the enforcement of the one-child policy, the CCP implemented this policy through the Family Planning Association using coercive measures and fines. However, China now finds itself grappling with a pressing population crisis, prompting the association to transform into what is now known as the Birth Association. This new iteration of the association aims to foster a culture of fertility through various activities, yet its efforts have not yielded the desired outcomes. The demographic crisis represents an imminent challenge for the CCP, as China's rapidly aging population surpasses that of advanced nations like Japan and Italy in terms of scale and speed. Notably, China's birth rate continues to decline despite the relaxation of birth restrictions and the shift towards advocating a 3-child policy. Wang Pan, the party secretary of the Family Planning Association, has long been a staunch defender of family planning policy. However, he now finds himself at the forefront of the birth campaign, advocating for increased childbirth. To promote the 3-child policy, the local government installed a sculpture in a park in Miyun, located on the outskirts of Beijing. The sculpture depicts a couple joyfully engaging with 3 children. The Miyun branch of the Family Planning Association has assembled a dedicated team of 500 individuals to orchestrate various activities aimed at fostering a new marriage and childbirth culture. In a statement issued in early May, the local Family Planning Association revealed that akin to the past evaluation of local officials based on their implementation of the one-child policy, the performance of Miyun officials will also be assessed based on their ability to influence marriage and birth trends. Yang Ri, a 35-year-old employee of a state-owned enterprise, disclosed in an interview that she currently has a daughter who is in 1st grade, and her annual expenses on her child's food, toys, and after-school tutoring amount to a staggering $28,000. Considering her financial constraints, Yang Ri expressed her inability to afford to have another child, stating, "Suddenly, we're expected to have 3 kids without any assistance. It doesn't make sense." Another individual, Li Wan, who works in finance, shared her sentiments of sadness about her son growing up as an only child. However, due to the absence of childcare support, Li Wan would be compelled to quit her job if she were to have another child. Many young individuals in China exhibit hesitancy when it comes to marriage and starting families. Marriage registrations have been declining over the years, with further drops observed during the country's COVID lockdown. Local data even indicated a decrease in registrations during the traditionally popular weekend of May 20th, a date phonetically resembling "I love you" in Chinese. This societal phenomenon sheds light on the prevailing state of marriage in China. The Ministry of Civil Affairs, which typically releases quarterly reports containing data on marriages, divorces, and cremations, has not published any reports since the 3rd quarter of the previous year. Some sociologists and demographers speculate that the government may be hesitant to disclose cremation data, as it could potentially indicate a significant increase in deaths following the sudden relaxation of almost all COVID-19 restrictions in Beijing towards the end of last year. Despite requests for comment, both the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the Family Planning Association have remained unresponsive. In an attempt to boost birth rates, financially burdened local governments have implemented various measures, including cash incentives and extended maternity leave. Additionally, local officials have organized blind dates to encourage single individuals to marry. However, these initiatives seem to have had minimal impact. John Casterline, a demographer at Ohio State University, believes that the government's stimulus policies will have limited effectiveness and that a cultural shift is essential. He argues that if the prevailing norm in China is for parents to invest heavily in their single child, it is unlikely that they will opt to have more children. Even if government policies and programs aim to promote larger families by influencing cultural values, the impact may be marginal. To incentivize childbearing and alleviate the financial burden of raising children, the CCP has implemented measures to curb soaring housing prices by cracking down on real estate developers. Furthermore, the CCP has taken action to regulate the costly after-school tutoring industry. Paradoxically, these CCP measures have resulted in unintended consequences, leading to significant job layoffs in the affected sectors and exacerbating unemployment issues, particularly among young individuals. As a result of their uncertain job prospects, they have no plans for marriage until they secure a job. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.